Good morning, my yarny friends. I'm Sara Sach. Welcome back to my crochet channel. I am so glad you're here today. We have so much to talk about. In case you don't know, every Tuesday at 10:30 a.m. Central Time, we try to have a live video here on YouTube. I always set them up on Monday, sometimes Monday noonish, so that they're there. That way you can be notified when we start the video. For some reason, they don't give you like a 5-minute warning or anything. They just notify you when it starts. So you miss the first couple of minutes if you waited for them to notify you. But I see we have a whole bunch of people here today, and I'm so glad to see all of you. I love hearing where you're from. I love seeing names that are new and names that I recognize. I feel like I have a whole family of friends here on YouTube. I hope you all feel that way as well. Okay, I keep licking my teeth because I had a coffee catastrophe this morning. So here's what happened. Usually on Monday night, I set up my Mr. Coffee. I have one of those cheapy little red Mr. Coffees, and I set it up for coffee. I put the grounds in, the water in, and everything, filter, all that. And I have it all set up to start on Tuesday morning. That way I can get up, feed Rosie, get her outside. The coffee's already brewing, because Tuesday mornings are kind of busy for me. I have a lot of things to get done and get ready before our video. Check my notes and stuff like that. So I look over at the coffee pot, and I had not got the glass carafe, I think is what they call it, all the way in. And so coffee was spilling down the side of my coffee pot. And I have this little, I call it my coffee nook, on this one side of my counter. And it was just pouring down the front of my counter, pouring onto the floor, onto my tiles. And I'm like, oh man. So I get that all cleaned up and everything. And I have about a cup of a pot of coffee left. There's plenty of coffee. So I go to pour it in this beautiful cup. And I'm going to show it to you in just a minute. And it's loaded with coffee grounds. Okay. And so I keep feeling like I have coffee grounds in my mouth. I refiltered it, but still, you just feel like you still have coffee grounds in your mouth because it's kind of gross, But what happened is I must have really been tired last night when I went to bed because I didn't get that carafe in all the way. And the filter on the inside the little circle thing that holds the filter and the coffee grounds, it had flipped down. And so all that coffee and grounds was going down through. I don't know what I was thinking, but I did save enough coffee for me to have a cup in this gorgeous cup. Is this not the cutest thing? I think it's so cute. The only thing is you can't drink out of his ears. And if I turn him this way, all you're going to see is his cute little bum. He even has a tail. Isn't that the cutest thing? I don't know where they got it. It was a gift given to me, so I don't know where they got it, but it is the cutest Easter bunny cup. So what happened is I whined because I said, when we moved to Oklahoma, I got rid of a whole bunch of my coffee cups. I gave them to a whole bunch of people, and I took the rest to Goodwill. And then we got here, I'm like, why do I need 200 coffee cups? So I went through and gave away a whole bunch more and took a whole bunch more to go to Goodwill. And I gave away my favorite Easter cup somehow because I can't find it. Okay, and so it's a really cute pink one and green. It had an Easter bunny in the front. I can't find it anywhere in any of my hidey spots, okay? And so I whined about it, and so someone gave me a new one. And it's so cute. It's just adorable. I love the back, like I said. If you turn it around, it has a cute little tail. It's really cute. It's got little gray speckles all over it and those cute little ears. Is that not adorable? So I put a straw in it. I'm drinking coffee, of course. And I added the, I think it's called macchiato cream or some caramel or something like that. It tastes like caramel. It's really good. And I'm drinking that because every year at Easter, when I was a kid and growing up with my kids and grandkids, we always would get those eggs that are chocolate on the outside and all caramel in the inside. I can't have them anymore. So That's my Easter egg. Oh, we need a clinkety, clink, clink, clink. Let me read the label at the bottom. It says Lang Designs. Lang, L-A-N-G, made in China. But isn't that adorable? So cute. Okay. I'm going to move it over here because y'all know I am clumsy. Did y'all read my joke? What does the Easter Bunny eat for breakfast? Oh, come on, people. He eats eggs. He eats eggs. He goes to IHOP and gets eggs. All right, that one was courtesy of one of my grandkids. It's so funny. I get the best jokes, and it's so hard because people have been sending them to me lately, and it's so hard because I only try to pick two, to tell you, because they're so funny, and I love corny dad jokes. I just love them. Okay, so here's another one. Why did the Easter Bunny fire the ducks? He fired them all. He's not letting the ducks help at all in Easter this year. You know why? They kept quacking all the eggs. Is that not the funniest thing? They kept quacking all the eggs. I love Easter because I love spring. Spring is my favorite time of year. And my mom always. Oh, Leslie says her cup is 2 times the size. This mug holds 2 cups also. Awesome. Because I can say I'm still having 1 cup, but it's really 2. But anyway, I love Easter. I love this time of year. I love spring. My mom always loved Easter. And her favorite thing, of course, on Easter Sunday was to find, a really nice dress. And we'd always go to Goodwill or something and find a really nice new Easter dress, dress up on Sunday morning and go to church. She loved Easter. And I love Easter too. And I love spring because my garden is growing. We're having so much fun. It's really doing well. Those of you who follow my garden videos, I am going to be doing another one probably in a week or so. So I have 2 peach trees that are just covered in peaches. I have 2 plum trees that have a few plums. And these are young trees, so they're not going to have a whole lot, although my peaches have incredible amount. I've got 2 golden delicious apple trees that have tons of buds, and we've got tons of bees flying around. I have a neighbor that lives like down that way and over about a mile, and they keep bees, and I think their bees come visit me because we have great bees. Okay, and then I have 2 raspberries and 2 raspberries and 2 blackberry bushes. And then, of course, I have my 4 boxes that I do, my lettuce and tomatoes and cucumbers, zucchini, radishes, a few other things. And then I have 1 box that's all strawberries, and everything's doing fantastic. And then I have 1, 2, 3 of those big strawberry barrels, and I grow greens in those, like arugula, spinach, kale, a couple of different types of lettuces, and I've also got some rosemary growing. Okay, everything's doing super duper fine. And I told my husband, I said, I really would like some cherry trees. And he's like, well, we got room. He calls it my orchard. He's like, you got room in your orchard. We can fit a couple cherry trees in there. Because we have a good amount of land. Not a good amount, but, But, so we go out, we find 2 cherry trees. They're called coral champagne cherry trees. And we have to be careful because you have to make sure you get ones that grow in Oklahoma, right? So then we get home and I'm like, all our trees are self-pollinating. What that means is you don't have to have another type of, like, peach trees. Some trees you have to have two varieties of the fruit. Well, the trees that we have are all self-pollinating. You don't have to do that. And so we got to looking at our cherry tree, and we looked it up, and it said, you got to have another tree to pollinate. And he's like, well, I guess we can fit a 3rd tree in there. So on Sunday, we went around to some different gardening places. And we ended up at this one out in Moore, Oklahoma. And it was huge. Oh my word. They had everything you could imagine. Well, we had been to some different ones and they're like, we haven't gotten any cherry trees in yet. And I'm like, I just bought 2, you know, and they're like, well, no, we don't have any more. So anyway, we ended up at this one all the way out in Moore and we bought a Bing cherry. And Bing cherry will cross-pollinate with the other 2 cherries that we got. Because you have to have two varieties for these types of trees. So I got 3 new trees. The 2 champagne trees, cherry trees, are huge. They're like 8 feet tall. And then we bought this little Bing cherry tree. It's like 4.5 feet tall. It's so cute, so little. But we just need the blossoms, you know, for cross-pollinating. But it'll be a couple years, you know. But it was so funny. My husband's like, we're leaving the garden center of this huge, huge garden center. And I look back and I go, I don't have any pear trees. He goes, shut up and go. I just love spring. I love fruit trees and other trees and flowers and stuff. And he's like, yeah, you got enough. Hopefully we'll be able to, make some peach crisps. And I'm planning on doing a lot of canning. So, and then he's like, well, where are we going to put those? I'm like, we'll make a place. One of the things is we downsized quite a bit from our house that we had in Colorado. We had a big 3-story farmhouse basically in Colorado, and plenty of storage, plenty of room, you know. And if you watch those videos, you saw we had that big, you know, double deck and stuff like that. Well, here, you know, we have, you know, I wanted a ground level, what do you call a ranch style house, which is what we have, but we don't have all the storage that we had in that big house, okay? And I like it. I like that we downsized. I love this home, but it's so funny because I really, really, really love to plant things. I love to see them grow. It's just fun. You know, I love flowers and plants. Anyway, I'll keep you posted on all of the flowers and, maybe flowers, but all my vegetables and fruits and things and how they're doing. We've had beautiful weather. We had one night, a couple sunny nights ago, where we had to cover some things, but it's been absolutely gorgeous. It's been like, I think last week it got up to 89. It was beautiful, sunshine. We had a couple of rainy days, which is perfect, and then more sun. So they say a little cooler weather's on the way, but I think everything's fine by now. And we won't get any more hard freezes down here. Okay. Now, before I announce the winner, you know, I like to wait a little bit to get everybody in. I do want to give you a shout out real quick. And it's kind of funny because I just stumbled upon this video, this person, and they just started in January of 2025. And she already has a really nice following because she's a really neat person. Okay. The name of her YouTube channel is called Erica of Dose of Kawaii. And Kawaii means cuteness in Japanese. According to her, I don't know. I don't speak Japanese, but I love the word kawaii anyway. But anyway, it's called The Dose of Kawaii. And she says the goal of her channel is to bring you a regular dose of cuteness through her videos, highlighting her creations, tutorials, vlogs, and a whole lot more. She's very delightful and fun and really sweet. She's just beginning. She's just learning how to navigate YouTube, but she does a really great job. And I just really, really enjoyed her videos. I watched quite a few of them and I really, really liked what she's doing. Okay, so you know what to do. Her link is underneath this video. You can go down there after the video. But her name is Erica of A Dose of Kawaii. I love that name. Isn't that cute? Alrighty, so like, subscribe, and boop that bell. And don't forget to boop my bell as well. All right. I bet you're ready for the winner, right? Can I get a drum roll, please? I told my husband, because, you know, he plays the drums as well as everything else, that I need him to... He's got an electric drum set. He doesn't use the big setup anymore. He uses like an electric drum set. And I told him, I said, I need you to give me one of your, he's got 2, I can't remember what they're called. They're just snare drums. He's got 2 of those. And I told him, I said, you need to give me one of them so I can bring it in here and I can do a real drum, okay? Let's see if I can remember to do that next week. You know, I might write that down. All right, drums. Because that would be so fun, wouldn't it? All right, I see the drum roll. Okay, just to review, the mystery box is 8 skeins that have 5 ounces each on them. They're all different brands from different places, and you're going to get one of our Coffee and Crochet with Sara, the black with the teal words. And remember, it's a second, so it's going to have just a little bit where they messed up when they were doing them. Because I wanted them all back, you know. And I have had people ask me if I'm going to do the bags again. I thought I'd cover this real quick. I took them off my Etsy because they weren't selling, and I was having to pay to keep relisting them. And Etsy's expensive. Okay, and so I'm going to be going through what I have, separating the ones that are good from the ones that are seconds, of course, and I'll see what I've got. Okay, so I'll get back to you on that. All right, so this is our mystery box. So you're getting 8 5-ounce skeins. They're all acrylic, medium weight, number 4, different styles. Okay, and then you'll get the bag. You always get a little something, something from me too. Okay, so our winner is, her name is Gerlinda Sykes. Gerlinda, Gerlinda. I have a friend named Gerenda back in Tulsa. Gerlinda Sykes, Sykes. I did not see her name come up. So, if you know her, or you can just say congratulations on here, and hopefully that she will see it. Now remember, a lot of people don't watch it live. They work, you know, and they have to watch it later. So let's all tell Gerlinda, congratulations. Now, Gerlinda, when you do watch this, the best way to contact me is just to go to Posh Pooch Designs Facebook page and send me a message. And my Facebook page is linked underneath this video to make it really super easy for you to find. All right? All right. And then you can just send me a message with your shipping address, and then I'll get it out to you, and then I'll delete it after you let me know you've received it. Okay. Now, before we get into what's new, I want to tell you our yarn of the week. All right? So I'm going to get my other camera ready here. Alrighty, now this is 2 new yarns from Premier. Oh, it's not 2 new yarns. This is actually 1 new yarn, 2 skeins of a new yarn from Premier Yarns. I love them. I'm kind of mad at myself. I intended to buy 2 blues and 2 purples, but I got so excited when I was ordering, I only ordered 1. So I'm going to have to make another order, because what I want to do is I want to make a long poncho that has a hood in this summer weight, because I think it'd be perfect for the beach. Okay, so what this yarn is Premier Cotton Sprout. You know, they already had the Cotton Sprout yarns. This is called Stripes because it does have stripes, and each one has like a main color. Like this one has the purple in between all the stripes. This one has the blue. I think they have a navy and a white, and we'll look at that in just a second. Okay, it has 874 yards, which is 7 ounces. And this is a fine number 2. And you can see how thin that is. Isn't that beautiful? 100% cotton. And looky here. Here's how to take care of it. We've got our 2 boxes that tell us if we're going to knit or if we're going to crochet what we need. And it says right here, machine wash in cold, tumble dry. All right, I want to go over to my iPad and bring that up real quick because I want you to see the other colors. I know I've showed them to you before, but they're really, really beautiful. Whoops, there we go. Let's see. Where'd you go? Here we are. All right, so here it is on my iPad. I'm going to bring it up really close. There we go. I'm trying to get out of that light. And look at what she made with that. Isn't that beautiful? All right, so let's go down here and click on it. And here's your colors. This one is called Snow Cloud. I want you to see the top of it. Isn't that cool? All right. There's the navy one. I like this one. This one's one of my favorites. I want to order it. It's called cream stripe. I like that. Because sometimes white can just be too white and the cream is just soft. Okay, here's the red one. And then the blue one that I have called, I think it's cornflower. Yep. And then the purple one. And it is called purple stripe. They're $8.99 a cake. And only have 6 colors, 100% cotton. It's a number 2 fine weight, like we talked to. Like we talked, not talked to. Okay, and this is what it says. Cotton Sprouts joins a collection and brings bright blocks of color to bold projects. Sport weight, 100% cotton, just begs to become a warm weather work in progress. And it really does. It's like the perfect summer weight yarn. You could make a bathing suit cover up, and oh, I do have a pattern for bathing suit cover up I've never done a YouTube on. Maybe I should do that. You know, and it's just a really neat yarn. And I've already really liked the Cotton Sprout yarn. I keep calling it Sprite, but it's Sprout. And I just think you're really going to love working with it. And you get 7 ounces, and that's a really good amount of yarn on one cake. Okay, so I'm really excited to give it a try. I've done several different bathing suit cover-ups and bathing suit skirts. And I haven't done videos on all of them. So maybe I should just break some of those out and do it. Leslie, I don't know if you'd want to use this for making washcloths because it is intended for garments. But you could. It is a light, it's a fine. I said light. It's a fine number 2. So you know that it's a really thin yarn. It is 100% cotton, so it would work, but your best bet probably would be to do like single crochets with it because it is so thin. I do have a couple of different bathing suit cover-ups out there, and I also have a bathing suit skirt or skirt wrap, and I really think it'd be really pretty in the blue or the any of them really. You know, I need to pull that out because y'all don't know this, but I've been doing I've been crocheting for over 50 years now. And I've been doing patterns for a really long time. And a lot of my patterns, even on Ravelry, a lot of my older ones, I don't have videos for. We just haven't done them yet. And I was really trying to get to that. But I love designing and coming up with a lot of new stuff. And so it's hard to go back and do those. But it's okay. You know, and it's a good time of year to do bathing suit cover-ups and wraps and things like that. So I probably will. I hope you'll go and check that out. I've got my Premier yarn link underneath this video. I always put it under there because I am a Premier yarn affiliate. Okay. Now, don't forget, April, they're having a bunch of sales each week. They're changing it to new and different things. And the basic yarn, I believe, is still on sale for the rest of the month. Okay, and they're great bargains. Some of them are up to 50% off. And I do have a bag full of yarn over there. But I'm not going to show it to you all at once. Because sometimes I feel like that's overwhelming and it's just too much. And so I'm going to be showing you as we go. You know, and I'm going to have to put another order in and get 2 more of these that are the same color. Because I really like to have 2 when I do a project. You know. So anyway, that is our yarn of the week. Premier Cotton Sprout Stripes. And I just love them. I wasn't sure when I ordered them if I was going to like them. And I'm really honest when it comes to the yarns. And I have in the past. You know, other companies and stuff, when I didn't care for a type of yarn or something, giving the honest opinion. You could make doilies out of them, Anna. They're nice and thin, and I think it would be really fun to make some modern looking doilies. Wouldn't it be pretty to make curtains with this? It would be gorgeous. All striped across with maybe some lacy shell stitches. You can do whatever you want with it. It's 100% cotton. It's just, remember, it's a fine 2. So you're going to need to use, let me tell you the crochet hook they recommend. Okay, I don't know why I do my mouth like that when I'm trying to read something. It's a 2.25 millimeter. 2.25 millimeter. I probably, when I make a bathing suit cover or my poncho with the hood thing I'm thinking about making, I probably will not use that small of a hook just because I'm wanting it to be more open and lacy. I might go with a 4.5. I'll let you know. I'll just have to test it out and let you know. But, I mean, think about how many washcloths or, you know, doilies you could get out of this, you know? Just make sure you use that small crochet hook. And I will tell you, if you try to make washcloths and stuff, it's gonna take you a long time because they're gonna be little teeny tiny stitches. Okay, so what can you make with number 2? You can make washcloths and doilies, but these are considered for garments. Like I said, bathing suit covers, hoods, hats, wraps, skirts, tops, lots of things like that. But although you can do whatever you want with it, really. This poncho right here, you know, not this pattern because this is a medium weight number 4, but you could do a poncho. That's why I said I want to do a poncho with a hood. Just if you're gonna use, you know, it's just keep in mind it's a thin yarn. It's a fine number 2, and whatever you make is going to be super tiny. Okay. I mean, I wouldn't recommend making a big blanket or pillows or stuff like that. But, I mean, there's tons of things. So, what you can do is go to Premier, my affiliate link's underneath here, and look at the patterns. They have free patterns that recommend with the different types of yarns. And if you go to that page, let me see if I can pull it back up real quick and see if my iPad wants to cooperate. It's been a little bit ornery lately. Okay. Let me go back. Because I think if I can find the patterns. Yes. Okay, so let me bring it back over here so I can show you a little better. Okay. If you look on here, here's a couple of patterns that are some suggestions. They've made a cotton big lacy scarf. They made a shawl in stripes. I love that. And then there's the one that was on the front. Let's see if there's any more. Let's see. Oh, it just shows those 3. Okay. But there's tons of things that you can do with number 2 yarn. Another place that you can look if you want to know what to do with a number 2 yarn, a fine 2, I should say. Number 2 doesn't sound that good. A fine 2 yarn is go on Ravelry. And instead of searching patterns, search yarn and just put in not DK weight, sport weight or number 2 yarn. And it'll come up with things that people have made with it. And it can give you some really great ideas. Okay. Alrighty. I'm going to set these over here. All right. Now let's talk about what happened this week at Posh Pooch Designs. Now last week on Wednesday, we did the wraps per inch in order to determine the standard weight of yarn. And there were a lot of questions about it, and I tried to answer as many questions as I could. And what this is it doesn't matter how big it is or how thick it is. All it matters is the inch. And you wrap your yarn around it, and by using the chart, let me see if I got the chart in all this pile of stuff. It's over here. Okay. By using this chart, you can determine the weight. Now, this is not the ounces or the actual weight. It is the standard yarn weights for what kind of yarn it is. Depending on which yarn it is will correspond with the chart at how many wraps you did on your ruler and what yarn it is. Okay? And if you watch that video, I tried to answer as many questions as possible about that. Because if you get some yarn and you don't know the thickness of it, because that's what it's about, the thickness of the yarn, not the length and not the weight, the thickness, how thick the strands are. and you don't know what it is, because some things are just hard to tell. Yes, you can compare it to other yarns, and that's a good way to do it. But this is a quick and easy way to do it. And I explained all of that in last week's video. It's called wraps per inch, or WPI. All right, so I was working on a video for this week, for tomorrow. And what it has to do with is determining when you get some yarn, like I said in the video, maybe someone gave it to you. Maybe you bought it at Goodwill. Maybe it was from an estate sale, or you lost the labels. It will help you determine the fiber of the yarn, whether it's wool, acrylic, cotton, and things like that. And that's what we're going to talk about in tomorrow's This and That video. And it's kind of fun because it's probably not what you think. Okay, so now, what else we did on Friday? We did our Friday Fun Day, and we did our third coffee cup magnet. And I'm going to get this out here. If you look behind me, you can see I've got the April, there we go, coffee cup of the month for our home, and hanger and pillow. Okay, so I've got the pillow here. And I did one with an umbrella and one with a little rubber duck. And I absolutely love the cup. I wanted to do it just a little bit different shape, and I really like how it turned out. Okay, so this is April. But let's go back and review. This is our January little standard cup. And I said this was a flower, but everybody says it's a butterfly, so it's a butterfly. All right, and then we did our February saucer and cup. And then we did our nice big square march with our clover in the middle. And then this is our April showers. And just FYI, for May, this is April showers. Our May one is going to be Bring May Flowers. All right, now remember, the written, I have videos for all of this. I have a playlist. It says home and coffee cups, I think, crochet along, on my YouTube channel. I try to post it when I do a new one. But in that, you get all the videos are in there. But also, all the patterns for the home, pillow, and wall hanging, and all the patterns for the cups are on Ravelry, and it's a free Ravelry download, so you can have the written pattern as well. I mean, the written pattern is on the blog. You don't have to download it off Ravelry, but some people like to have it. And so I just wanted to do this crochet along with free Ravelry downloads. Okay, and they'll be free forever. I'm not ever going to charge for them. You know, and this is our home. And you don't even have to put those on there. You can just make the pillow, or you can make the hanger, as you saw behind me. All right, and then we're going to do one each month. And I'm trying to do them different and fun, different sizes, you know, different styles, kind of go with what's going on in the month, but not exactly, you know, just having some fun. And I've already got the next couple of them already in design work. And so I'm really loving the one for May, how it's turning out. And so it's just fun. Okay, and I have a lot of people that think, well, why are you doing coffee cups? Why aren't you doing, you know, tea or wine glasses? And I'm like, well, I do have a tea one planned in fall, you know, but all of these can be teacups, of course. And if you want to drink wine out of a coffee cup, go for it. You know, that's just the theme I chose, you know. And I think wine goblets might be kind of hard with the stem and all, but it's nothing personal with anybody. I just thought that it would be fun to do a coffee mug, coffee cup, teacup, cocoa cup, you know, each month. And I just love how it's turning out. My original plan is I was going to do flowers. And then I thought, well, not every month is about flowers. So then you'd have to do dead flowers or something, you know. And so that's why I went with coffee, because we drink coffee year round. We can drink it ice cold. We can drink it hot. Don't drink it lukewarm. Bleh. Okay, and so that's what that's all about. Like I said, you can find all the previous videos in that playlist on my YouTube channel. Hang on 2 seconds. I'm getting a little bit dry. All right. Now, the last thing we did, of course, yesterday was this fun poncho. And I'm calling it Go Bananas because I used the, not Karen. No one heard that, did they? I used the Premier Yarn fruit roll in bananas. And I love yellow, but I already did a yellow thing. And I thought, well, I just really love the bananas. And so I thought, I'm going to make this poncho, and it's fun. And the way we did the sizing, because this poncho is intended to be big and loose, so you can like put it down on your shoulders or take it off one shoulder, you know, and add it to, say, a jean skirts or jean short and a tank top or a bathing suit top or sundress. You know, it's like I said, you spent the day out in the sun and you're going out that evening and you're on vacation. You don't, your arms got the chills because you're a little red. You throw on this little poncho and you're fine. Okay. And I love the colors. And I think it would be beautiful in an ombre or even just a solid any color. And I did the demo using 2 different yellows because the banana yarn with all the colors, it's like even up in here. When we start, it's really important to get these stitches right. And if you couldn't see it with all the movement of the yarn, I was afraid you wouldn't be able to see it. And so I just did it with 2 medium weight number 4 yellows, and it turned out great. And I'm thinking, man, I want to finish this because that'll be another yellow poncho. But I could always add some stripes or something to it. I'll have to, it's over there. A lot of times after I do a demo, I'll pull it out and roll it on my cake winder. But I didn't this one because I really like it. But anyway, the sizes, what I did is instead of doing a whole bunch of sizes, because this is intended to be big and loose, like I said, we combined it so that you've got an extra small, you've got a medium large, you've got a extra large 2X, and then you've got a 3X, 4X. And it shows you the way that the neck lays, and then that makes it larger so that it can be for anybody larger. Okay, but the truth of the matter is this is the small extra large and it fits me. But it doesn't fit me loose. It fits me a little snug. And so I would probably make myself the medium large. Okay, so I'll probably give that to one of my grandgirls. So, but anyway, I wanted it to be so that it was loose and airy and comfortable, not like a big poncho that's going to keep you warm, one that's going to be airy and comfortable. And that's why I did the bottom of it all in a mesh work. Okay. And that once you get, I think, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Once you get to that 7th row, it's just repeats. And this one, I think it measures 14 inches from here to here. And if you want it longer, you want it to come down to your hips, just keep doing that repeat until it's the length that you want. And then you can just put your trim on. It's a super quick pattern to whip up. You're going on a beach vacation. You just need a little something. Make it in a really pretty color. And you've got a little something to throw on each evening or each morning, you know. So I like to make patterns that are fun, quick, and easy, and you're going to wear them. I have done a lot of things that I've made that are just gorgeous, but I don't wear them. And I want to make things that I'm going to wear. And I think that others would want to wear as well. Okay? All right. Now, did you know today was tax day? I don't do my own taxes. My husband and I do ours together, and he almost always gets them done by the middle of January. And by now we've gotten them back. Well, we didn't do that this year. I always have to pay. I mean, that's just what it is because the type of business I have. But it just dawned on me today was the 15th and it's tax day. That has nothing to do with any of this. Okay. I feel like there was one other thing I wanted to cover. Oh, I've gotten a lot of questions about when am I going to release the next outfit for the Joy Bears. And you know, those are all our bears plus our bunny. And I've got it all designed and we're writing the pattern. And so not this Friday. I have something fun for this Friday already planned, but I'm hoping next Friday, a week from this Friday, to have the first bear summer outfit ready. And it's going, I talked to you about this before, it's going to be a little tank top that all you have to do is add a little roughly trim to it, and it can be for the boy or for the girl. And then the shorts can be for the boy or for the girl, and then also it's going to have a little sun hat. So it's going to be super cute. And that's, I've got my other bear, because I have a Girl Scout bear. And she's in the other room wearing the outfit. I've got the little boy one done and the little girl one done and the hat's done. I just have to get it all tested, make sure sizing's right and all of that stuff. Okay, so be looking for that. And just a reminder, the other thing is I want to do a bear itself that is the same size. But as I'm working with some of the blanket yarn that I got, it's coming out too big. And so I think what I'm going to do is make it with a medium weight number 4 yarn, but hold 2 strands together. Because a blanket yarn is just too big. It's coming out just way too big. And the feet were like this big around. I could go ahead and make it, but it wouldn't fit the clothes, is all I'm trying to say. Okay, and so, but I got the measurements and we're working on that as well. So those are 2 questions I've gotten a lot lately because I've been having so much fun with the little bears and it's just super duper fun. I know I might be 62 years old, but I still love teddy bears and stuffies. Alrighty, well, we're well past 11, so I think I've covered everything. Just a reminder to, if you know Jerlinda Sykes, she's the winner, make sure you tell her congratulations, and she might watch it later, because remember, not everybody gets the chance to watch it live. And if you missed my jokes because you came in late, it's really worth watching the beginning. Because they are silly. All right, everybody. I want to wish you all a super duper happy Easter, a happy spring, because it is a gorgeous time of year. All righty. Well, I'll see you next week.